And welcome to another What Does This Button Do show. We're the Geeks on Tour. This is an educational show about smartphones and tablets with the Geeks on Tour. And we do invite you to become a member of geeksontour.com, and there you can learn all about what we teach about smartphones and tablets and pictures and blogging. I'm Jim, and
okay,
you can mute that. I like to hear that. So I'm Jim, together here with my wife, Chris. We are the Geeks on Tour. We're geeks who teach. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? No? Do you have questions about your Android or your iPad tablet? I know I do. And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks who teach. We think the best way to learn is a little bit at a time on a regular basis. So that's why we came up with this show. And our website, geeksontour.com, includes several hundred tutorials on the topics we teach.
Okay. So,
what have you been doing these last 2 weeks?
Really, we haven't been on for 2 weeks now, and we've been busy. We've done 16 different seminars and 2 big RV rallies. We've talked to over 3,400 attendees. And
now, that's not individual people. I mean, a lot of people took multiple seminars.
Oh, okay, that's true.
But we did get a count at each seminar, and I added them all up. And it comes up to 3,400 people. Okay,
well, we did the Good Sam, the rally in Phoenix, and we just finished up with the Escapade in Tucson, the Escapees RV Club, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, but where are we now?
We are at 1,000 Trails Park in Palm Springs, California. And we've actually been here. We did a show from here back in October, which is why we knew it would be okay, that the internet connection is good enough here. And so that's the picture I just took an hour ago.
Okay.
Beautiful palm trees.
Oh, yeah.
Date palms.
Date palms. It's really a cool place. Well, the way we do this show is we'll do a quick tip or two. Chris will do those, and then she'll do the beginner's lesson with something that we think is important for beginners to know about their phones and tablets. And we'll start with the iPad, right? And then we'll show the Android in that segment. We'll do an app of the week. This week, we're going to do Google Sky. It is such a neat app. Okay, and then questions. If you post your questions in the comments below the show, either here on the event page in Google Plus or on the YouTube page, we should be able to see them, I'm hoping. So we do record this show, and it'll be available for you to view on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And I know some people left some questions or messages during the week, and we'll address those, or reading through those kind of prompted how I developed the beginner's lesson today. So hopefully those questions will get answered during the show.
And if they aren't answered, leave another comment and we'll try and answer them during the week. This has been a crazy busy week for us. It's just been a lot of fun. So, quick tips.
All right, the quick tip for this week is about Facebook. I mean, I know I love Facebook, but I do not need it to be in my face when I first turn on my device. And that is what is currently happening on both my phone and my iPad. So let me show you how to turn that off, if that's something that concerns you.
Okay. So you're going to switch over to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Over here. You have the mouse.
Oh, I do, don't I? While I'm trying to do that, look at this. Why most of our learners are seniors.
I think they may have said, yeah, these devices are are born in these people's hands.
You get it.
Okay,
it's your turn.
I need to go to here and here.
And
all right.
We got it.
So this is my iPad, and notice just as soon as I turn it on, I'm getting Facebook notifications. and I have to swipe them off.
Everybody see that?
And in iPad, in the Apple world, all notification settings are on your main menu screen. So I would go to Settings and find Notifications. And then I'd find Facebook over here in the list of apps that have notifications. And there it is right there, Show on Lock Screen. No. I do like getting notified. I really read my Facebook posts, but I don't need them on the lock screen.
Yeah, so I have that turned off on my phone, but I have it turned on my Nexus 7 tablet just because.
Just because that's kind of a lot of what you use your Nexus 7 tablet
exactly.
for. Huh? Okay, now on an Android,
all right,
you don't go into main settings. You have to open the app first. So that would be the Facebook app. I have it in my group of social. And tap Facebook. Then you need to get into the menu, and as we taught over and over in our seminars these last 3 weeks, hunt on the screen and see where you'd find a menu. If you see 3 dots or 3 lines, that's it. So there's my 3 lines. And there's all sorts of stuff on this menu, but settings for how the app works is way down towards the bottom. App settings. And somewhere in here, yeah, notifications. Yes, I want notifications, but I don't want them on my lock screen. So I will uncheck that. And that's my quick tip for this week.
Well, cool. Let's see. What are we going to do now? Oh, we have to. Are you ready for your?
I am.
Okay. Then let's get right in because there's a lot to know about.
Yeah,
this
Dropbox is really took me a bit of doing to.
She has been working really hard. I've been putting people into the database and working on all of the membership stuff, and she has just been spending time doing this Dropbox stuff.
We've been using Dropbox for several years now. We could not do our business without Dropbox, but I want to make sure that you know some general things about it. So, what is Dropbox? It is a cloud storage service. And you get it by going to Dropbox.com and signing up for a free account. That free account will give you 2 gigabytes of free storage. And you can earn more free storage by following their promotions, or you can pay $10 a month and get, I think it's up to a terabyte now.
Yeah, mine is up to almost 9 gigabytes just through referrals, and that's.
And I finally figured out why we got. We're up to nearly 60 gigabytes in our main account. I thought, where did all that come from? One of the Samsung tablets that we bought came with a promotion of 40 gigabytes of Dropbox space. Be careful of that, though, because it will run out. That promotion is for like 2 years. So at the end of 2 years, you're going to have to start paying for it. No, but I mean, $10 a month, you can do that when it's as important. One thing I really want to stress, this is a little pet peeve of mine, the word cloud. Now, the cloud just means internet. So it's nothing new. It's just a new word. But the term cloud, I think, helps with the terms download and upload. If you think of cloud storage as being in the sky, now is it really?
No, it's on servers here on the Earth.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's wires and computers and all kinds of routers and things. It's all here.
But I like the term cloud because it helps make sense of download and upload. So download means getting information from the cloud and bringing it down to your computer or mobile device. Upload means taking information from your mobile device or computer and uploading it to the internet. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about Dropbox, but it is not the only cloud storage service out there. It's been around longer than most, though.
Well, yeah.
And we've been using it, and so we trust it and we understand it. That's why we're going to teach it.
You think we understand it?
Well, no, we absolutely don't understand any of this stuff, but we understand it more than any of the others.
Okay.
Dropbox is similar to Apple's iCloud, Microsoft's OneDrive, Google's Drive, Amazon Cloud Drive, and there are many more. Like when you get a Verizon phone, you'll see something called Verizon Cloud, or a Samsung phone, you'll see an S Cloud. They are all cloud storage services.
And do you recommend using all of them?
I was just going to ask you. No, we use most all of them. So we use 4. And that means that we're 4 times more confused than you if you only use one. But we are not saying that Dropbox is better than any of them. It's just that we've been using it for a long time and we trust what it does, and that's what we're going to show you.
Okay.
Okay. So also know that in coming up with this beginner's lesson, I realized I just can't do it all in one of our little what does this button do shows. So I've divided it into 2 parts. So today we're doing Dropbox Part 1, which is using it just for yourself, for backup purposes and for device independence. You can get your files on any device that happens to be in your hand. Next week, we're going to do Dropbox again, Dropbox Part 2, and that will be about sharing, how to use Dropbox to share your files with other people and to collaborate on files. So this week, it's Dropbox for backup and device independence. So first, step 1, you go to Dropbox.com and you sign up for a free account, and that will be your account for your stuff in the cloud. Then you download the desktop app for your computer, and Dropbox creates a folder on your computer. And we'll show this to you live in just a second, but to get an overview, that Dropbox folder on your computer and the folders on your Dropbox account in the cloud will automatically stay in sync. Now that means whenever you upload something, it also gets downloaded. Whenever it gets downloaded, it also gets uploaded. They stay in sync as long as you have an internet connection. That
is so important to understand. So a lot of our folks have a limited internet bandwidth connection, so they have to pay extra if they go over that. Now, if you have a stick and brick house and have an unlimited data plan, you're set.
But the beauty here is that since it's synchronized, when you don't have an internet connection, you still have your files on your computer. You can use them, you can find them, you can work with them as to your heart's content. They are not only in the cloud. They are on your computer.
Very important.
And any changes you make when you are not online will be synchronized as soon as you do get online. So that's just some concepts there. All right. So now let's do it. Okay. First, I want to show you on the computer. So I'm going to get out of this and show you the Dropbox folder on this computer. It's a folder like any other folder. I'm just going to go to File Explorer to find it. And we have a shortcut to it under Favorites, but it's just like you would go to your Pictures or your My Documents, I would go to Dropbox.
And that's automatically added when you install the Dropbox app on your computer.
On your computer. The desktop app on your computer will create this Dropbox folder. So, what's in here? I've already created a folder within that folder called Episode 32. This is Episode 32. So really, I use this Dropbox folder just like I used to use My Documents folder. I don't use My Documents folder anymore, at least not for anything important. Everything important goes into Dropbox folder, and then I create subfolders. So here's a subfolder called Episode 32, and I just have 2 files in here. And just know these files also exist on my Dropbox account in the cloud. I'm going to open this one here. This is our seminar handout when we teach a cloud computing class. And let's say I want to make a change. Instead of this major heading being what is cloud computing, I'm going to change it to nobody understands the cloud. Okay. And when I save that, so I close it and say yes to save. Now if you look closely down at this little Dropbox icon in the lower right-hand corner, that is telling you that the file just got synchronized up to the cloud. So the change that I made automatically gets made to the cloud copy of the file. And same thing here, I'm going to open up an Excel sheet. This is where I just thought about, okay, how long is teaching this lesson going to take? And I think that, and it comes out to a total of 49 minutes. And I say, I need to keep that, at least try to keep it close to 40. So instead of Dropbox intro taking 5 minutes, let's change it to 3. Let's say for each of these sections, I need to try to speed up and do them all in 3 minutes instead of 5, and now we're down to 39 minutes. Okay, we'll give that a shot. How am I doing so far? I'm already 5 minutes behind. So I close this, and do you want to save your changes? Save. Now be watching this little icon in the lower right-hand corner that looks like Dropbox. It currently has a green check. That means that everything is synchronized and up to date. As soon as I say save on this, you'll see a little arrow spinning around. I know it's awfully tiny, but you do see a green arrow spinning around, and when it's done, you get a check mark. That means that it automatically changed the cloud copy. Now let's do one more thing. I'm just going to write a new document. And this is just going to be my own notes. So need to divide Dropbox class into part 1 and 2. Okay. Now, how do I get that into the Dropbox and to be synchronized with the cloud? All I have to do is save it in the appropriate folder. So I find the Dropbox folder and the episode 32 folder, and I'm calling this Dropbox Notes. And save. And watch that little Dropbox icon. It's spinning around, and those are now synchronized. Okay. So now let's go to the iPad.
Okay.
So iPad or iPhone, same difference. Here.
We use the iPad because it's so much bigger and easier to see on the screen. Besides, we don't have an iPhone.
We don't have an iPhone, yeah.
Yet.
So I keep all my cloud account icons in one group down here. So I open that up. And notice that I do have the ability to use Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive on the iPad too. And they are very good. I use Dropbox more. So I'm going to tap on Dropbox. And here are all those same folders that you saw on my computer. Now, are they actually taking up space on... I just want to turn off the auto so it doesn't... There. Are they taking up space on my iPad? No.
Wait.
This is just showing you...
Calm down over there, will you?
this is just showing you the list of what's available on the cloud account. And notice there is a folder for episode 32. I tap on the folder for episode 32. And did you see that? The show timing just showed up in the Dropbox notes. And I can see inside them. If I go to cloud computing, it's opening up over here on the right-hand side. But what's that little progress bar tell you? It was downloading that, so it is not physically taking up space on this device. It's downloading it as needed when I tap on it. Notice that the top says nobody understands the cloud, so that did get synchronized.
Wow.
Okay, and same thing, I can see an Excel sheet.
Now, since this is downloading it to the device, does it stay on the device then so you can use it offline?
No, it's just a temporary, but there is a way. That's perfect segue. So here is the timing. And let's say that I do need to have this. I plan to disconnect this from the internet, go into airplane mode, and I need to have this file available to me. That's what this little star is for. The star in the upper right-hand corner says, keep this on the device. So even if I disconnect from the internet, I will have this on the device. All right, there's a lot to know about how this works, so one of the things I want to make sure you know is how to find help. So on the iPad, there's all the menu items for Dropbox down here at the bottom. And the one at the far right is called Settings. There's a little gear. I tap on Settings, and there's Help. So all sorts of stuff to learn about using Dropbox on the iPad. What files can I view? How do I share files? We'll be doing that next week.
All right. Real quick question from Charles Parker. How do you determine how much Dropbox space has been used? It's right in there, isn't it?
It's right on the icon on the computer. I'm not sure where it is. Was it here? There we go. Space used, 23.2% of 59. And I tapped on something that I didn't want to yet. 23.2% of 59 gigabytes is what 13.8 gigabytes is what is in use right now. So, good question. Okay. So now, what about things on the device that I want to go up to the cloud account? Well, what do I create on the iPad? Not much, really.
No, it's mostly a consuming device.
Right.
So you're not really creating a lot, but sometimes you'll be out and you'll create a short something.
But I absolutely take pictures with it.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't want to lose those pictures. So Dropbox can upload those pictures. I could do them manually, one by sharing them to Dropbox.
Oh,
but I say I want every picture I take with this. And that's in the settings. And it's called camera upload. So remember the term upload? What's that mean?
That goes up to the cloud.
From the device to the cloud is upload. So my camera upload is on. And I am saying allowing it to use cellular data, my AT&T. But if you have a limited account, you could tell it not to use cellular data, and it will only upload when you are on a Wi-Fi. But I want it to use the cellular, so you see what happened. So all of these are turned on. Okay. Now back to Face. Now I'm going to take a picture then. So and just to make sure you realize that this picture was taken with the iPad. Where's my camera? It's here somewhere.
Well, if you can't find it, how do you search for it?
Oh, very good. I search for camera.
Sure you do.
Camera. Nope, there's the camera I want. I don't want that one. There's the camera I want. Okay. So I'm going to take a picture, and to make sure that we know when we see it that it was taken with this device, I have this. If you could hold this.
Okay. Aren't you going to put an apple in there?
Yes, I am. So hold it down. There we go. All right. So I'm taking a picture of an apple, and it says this picture taken with the iPad.
All right.
And in a minute, we'll show you how that has gotten synchronized up to the web and down to the computer.
All right.
And we'll show you that on the computer. So
here's a quick question. Does it sync all user accounts on the PC? So if a PC has multiple accounts, multiple users, does Dropbox see all of those users?
Well, you mean if you're talking about Windows users, if you have multiple users on a computer, and I did just read this,
good question,
then each of them would need to have their own Dropbox account as well. And then, yes,
but
probably only when they're logged in, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to
do it in the background.
Yeah, it's not going to do it in the background when they're not logged in. But yes, that can be done. Oh, that sounds like it's getting complicated.
Yeah, it can get complicated.
I don't know that I would do that. Okay, so now I'm ready for the Android.
All right.
And first of all, where do you get Dropbox? Well, that would be in your Play Store, and I didn't show it on the Apple, but that would be in the App Store. So I already have it, but just to show you where you would get it, you would search for Dropbox. And there it is. And notice mine is already installed. I might need an update, but
over 100 million downloads.
It is an extremely popular app, and so they have the wherewithal to make it work right. Okay, so where is my Dropbox on here? It's in my little group I call Cloud. So notice also on my Android, I also use Google Drive and OneDrive. No problem. Now the one that I could not use on Android would be Apple's iCloud. So.
And why is that?
Because it's Apple. Now I can use iCloud on the PC on Windows, but not on Android.
Okay.
So to me, the Dropbox is the most flexible because it's not owned by Microsoft or Apple or Google.
Okay.
So Dropbox is independent, and therefore I kind of trust it to work best with all of them.
That makes perfect sense.
Okay. So I go to Dropbox, and it shows me right away all the folders. These are all the folders that I use on my computer, just like my documents, and all the files. And we should see a folder called Episode 32. Tap on Episode 32, and tap on Cloud Computing DocX, and notice once again it's having to download it. And it is up to date. Nobody understands the cloud. I'm going to go back and do the same thing then with the spreadsheet. And now this one is saying, oh, well, that's a spreadsheet. I have an app here. I have Microsoft Office on here. There is also Microsoft Office or Excel on the iPad, and it is up to date at 39 minutes.
Right?
Yep. So I go back. Now I want you to see where to get help on the Android. So what was the thing to look for? 3 dots or 3 lines?
Okay.
Check the screen. You should see 3 dots. Upper right-hand corner. And help. So read through that help. There's all sorts of good stuff. The other thing, I want to make sure that camera upload is on this one. So that is settings and camera upload. Notice it says turn off. So what do you think that means?
That it's already on.
That means it's on, okay. And it is allowed to upload over Wi-Fi or data, but if you had a limited data plan, you could just tell it to do it over Wi-Fi only. So now I'm going to take a picture with this.
All right. Let's get organized here.
And we have our cute
Android dude.
Our cute little Android dude. Shoot. Okay.
How'd you do that?
Voice commands to the camera on the Android.
Man, that
All
apple
right.
looks good. I'm hungry.
Now I go back to the cloud, and we can see pictures up at the top here. Dropbox folders, pictures, star, and notifications. So under pictures, the Apple one hasn't come through. I'll have to check on that. Camera upload 1 month. Okay. I'm going to go back to Files, and there's one called Dropbox Notes. Let's say I decide to delete that. I tap on the little drop-down arrow to the right of it and tap Delete. Are you sure you want to delete this file? Yes. So now I only have 2 files in this, and that is getting synchronized to the cloud. The deletions, additions, edits, and deletions are part of synchronizing.
Okay, well, I think that answers Bill's question. What happens when you delete a file?
I knew you were going to ask that question, see? I did. All right, now I want to go back to the computer.
All right. Hey, Chris, listen up. Chris is getting notifications here.
Okay, so now I want to go back to the computer.
All right.
And go to Dropbox and show you the camera uploads. Now, why then? So the Dropbox folder on the computer, we're already there. We're under Dropbox and then episode 32. So notice that it's down to 2 files.
That one file was deleted.
One file was deleted.
Okay.
Now if I go back up to the Dropbox level and then camera uploads, there's the one taken with the Android. All right. And the one taken with the Apple hasn't gotten there. I'll have to see if I can figure out why. Well, but we're running out of time, so.
That never happens.
But notice this picture is on this computer. Why? Because it was uploaded from the mobile device to the cloud, and then the cloud synchronized it with whatever computer is set up with the same account.
Okay, then the question would be, on the iPad, what kind of internet connection does it have? Because it was taken with the iPad, right?
Right, it was taken with the iPad, and I have it set to a cellular connection.
Okay, well, maybe Verizon is working better here than AT&T.
Oh, gee, that never happens. Okay. So maybe it'll still get there. Okay.
We'll wait for it.
Yeah, we'll wait for it. Meanwhile, what else did I want to show you on here? Check for camera and delete episode 32. Okay. Yeah, we'll check back with that in a second. But last but absolutely not least, the whole reason you do backups. Why do you do backups?
I do backups to make sure that when I run over the device with my RV.
If the unthinkable should happen, and our RV with everything in it fell over a cliff.
Oh my God.
As far as, we'd have a lot of problems, but we would still have all our files.
Yeah.
Because all our important files are in Dropbox.
So we could just get another computer, put our account, set up the account on that new computer, and all of our files would start to appear.
So let me show you that.
And you can even access those files from a public computer just on the internet,
Sure,
right?
sure. If
Just
you
go to the
needed
website.
something, no problem.
Okay.
So I go to the internet. I just go to the internet and go to Dropbox.com.
Okay.
Ah, did you see that message down there?
There's
I'll bet
the
you that's
picture.
that's the picture from the iPad to the Dropbox.
Okay.
Okay. So you go to Dropbox.com and you just sign in with your account. And notice here, it's not signed in. So when you first get here, you would want to download the app. You would want to sign up for a free account and then download the app to the computer. But we would just sign in. At geeksontour.com. I hope I remember the password. Okay, I did. Yay!
Yay!
All right, so now this could be any computer in the world, any computer that has an internet connection. And there are all our files.
That's really handy.
Come on. We're there just a second ago.
Come back.
Yeah, so it's spinning around up here. Y'all know what that means, right? That's still an internet connection
Yeah,
issue.
we're spinning around down here too. Okay.
Come on.
Well, while we're at that, let's
Okay.
ask a question. Karen is confused between iCloud, which really already has, and Dropbox.
If iCloud is working for you, you're all set. iCloud is it's a cloud storage. Think of all of these services like financial institutions. You know, you put your money in the bank, you put your files in cloud storage for backup. Now, does iCloud do exactly the same thing that Dropbox does? No, just like our credit union doesn't do exactly the same thing that our investment bank account does.
Right, okay.
So, but they are basically the same thing. So the point is, if you understand that if all your devices got trashed, would you be able to get your files back? That is the backup part. And secondly, if they are in a cloud storage account, can you access them from all of your devices? Those are the two things we're talking about today.
Cool. I think that answers the question.
Okay, then back to my screen.
Okay.
And here are all our files. And there is that episode 32 folder. And there are the two files. Now here is the real da-da-da-da-da. What if I say, oh my God, I deleted the most important file. I didn't mean to delete that one.
How could you possibly do that?
Look at this little trash can here. It says, show deleted files.
Okay.
There is the Dropbox notes that I mistakenly deleted. And I can get it back. And I did that with something that had been deleted several months ago. Okay, we're having internet issues, always having internet issues.
Okay.
But there, it says version 1 and version 2. Look at that, 20 minutes ago or 7 minutes ago. And I can get back the most current one. Oh no, I guess what I want back is the oldest one. I don't know. Restore. But that has saved my bacon several times. Dropbox's ability to go back in time and undelete or revert to a previous version. Okay.
Wow.
Phew. I think I covered everything I meant to cover.
Okay, bring the slideshow back up there.
And I'm just 5 minutes late.
Yeah, well, that pretty much takes away all the time from my app of the week. but we'll get to it real quick, and we'll go through it. Other questions here? Okay, app of the week is Google Sky. Google Sky has been around for a while now, and it is just one of the coolest things that I've ever seen. You have it on your phone?
Yeah.
Well, let's try and bring it up because mine's not having fun right now. And it is Android only, although there is an app very similar on the iDevices that you can download, and there's even a free one that looks to be pretty good. But Google Sky, if you are out at night, you can...
Well, so that screenshot there, I mean, I did go out last night, and I just looked up, and I saw this really bright star, and I said, I wonder what that is. So I opened up Google Sky on my phone and just pointed it towards...
You just kind of hold it up.
Yeah, I just pointed it towards it, and I saw that screenshot, and it told me, oh, that bright one right there? That's Jupiter.
That's not a star. That's a planet.
That's a planet. So there's Google Sky map on my phone.
Yeah,
wait,
you
here.
need to change over here.
I see.
Okay.
And there. Google Sky map. And I'm sure it does a lot more. But that's all I've ever used it for, is just to take it outside and point it to the sky. But isn't that cool? It shows you the constellations
and the stars and the planets.
And as you move the phone, it knows you're looking at a different area of the sky, and it tells you what you're looking at.
That is just really a lot of fun. And for the astronomers out there, there are probably other apps that do this, but for teaching kids, I think it's just one of the coolest ones out there.
So what happens if I tap on Canis Major? It will tell me a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. I really haven't played with it much. But just pointing at the sky and seeing what you're looking at is pretty cool.
Very cool. Google Sky, our app of the week. All right. Let's get back to the slideshow. There's a question here. How do I move a photo from Dropbox to my contacts?
I think you mean to use that face as the face for the contact. And if so, if you look back at one of our past episodes that covered contacts and adding photos to contacts, it's quite easy. While you are in the place to add a photo to a contact, then you just say that you want to use a photo and go to Dropbox.
Don't do that. You're messing up the sound.
I had an itch.
Oh, scratch it. Okay. Now.
At least I think so. I'll try that out and make sure I'm telling you right. And if not, I'll post the correct information.
A clarification, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Like us on Facebook. That's very important. Wow. Did you learn something?
Hopefully.
Okay, review questions. True or false? Dropbox is the only cloud storage service available.
Nope, there's a bunch. In fact, the problem is that there are so many. You could easily have automatic uploads turned on half a dozen different services.
And that'll use up a lot of data, won't it?
Talk about using up your data plan. Yeah, so try to only use one. We think Dropbox is a good choice.
Okay. Bill asks, I use Mozy.com for my file backups. Do I also need Dropbox?
Once again, no, not if you're comfortable that Mozy does what you want. You know, I don't know Mozy, so I can't tell you. But if you're prepared for disaster and you can view your files on multiple devices, then you're good for what we're doing here. Next week, we're talking about sharing, and Dropbox is pretty good at that, too.
Okay. To get Dropbox to back up certain files, simply place those files in what folder?
Okay, this is talking about on the computer.
Okay.
All you do is put the files in the Dropbox folder, and Dropbox does all the rest.
Okay. To use Dropbox on a mobile device, you must install
the Dropbox app for that device.
Okay. And if a file is in your Dropbox account, you can view it with Windows computer,
Yep.
Mac computer,
Yep.
Android, phone, tablet,
Yep.
iPhone, iPad.
Yep. And even, what's the old smartphone? BlackBerry.
And even BlackBerry. So I think, Derry, that
and Windows phones.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget the Windows phones. So I think that answers Derry Lang's question.
Yep.
Does Dropbox work when you're using both Apple and PC?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
In fact, let me,
Uh-oh. Here she goes.
Uh-oh. Yeah. I want to show those pictures that did come through. So in Dropbox, camera uploads, there's the picture that was taken with the Apple. You can tell because it has a pink piece of paper, and there's the picture that was taken with the Android. So it collects from all your devices into your one account. I think that's just so cool.
It is. It's just amazing. And Bob's asking, let's see, can we copy files from Drive to Dropbox?
Can we copy files from Drive? Sure. Yeah, because those are both just folders if you're talking about on your computer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just Windows or Mac Finder, just moving those files around between folders. And if you don't know how to do that, we have some tutorial videos to show you how. Okay. So, can you view a Dropbox file on a mobile device even when offline?
Yes, but only if you plan ahead and tap the little star to tell it you want it offline.
Okay.
Generally speaking, they are not on your mobile device. They are just in the cloud. You can access them from the mobile device. But if you need it offline, tap the star and it will be saved to your device.
Or just always be online.
Duh.
True or false? If you delete a Dropbox file when using a mobile device, it is deleted from the cloud and any synchronized computer.
Absolutely true.
And I think we showed that.
But if you do it by mistake,
you can always
get it back.
Yeah, it's sort of like the recycle bin or the trash can.
Yeah, or Apple's time machine.
Oh, right.
Because it can go back to different versions.
Okay.
It's amazing.
All right. So, where do we go from here?
I think we're done with our teaching.
Okay, what's the web page that lists all of our weekly shows, Chris?
GeeksOnTour.com, and then there's a menu item for a weekly show.
And what's the web page that lists all of our recent newsletters?
GeeksOnTour.com, and the menu item is blogs and articles. Newsletters is under there.
Okay, great. And what benefits do you get by joining Geeks on Tour?
Number 1 is access to all the tutorial videos on our website. Number 2 is being able to ask questions in the member Q&A, and we will answer. Jim or I promise to answer those. And then last but not least is the show notes for these What Does This Button Do shows.
Right, where you can go right to the time that...
Yeah, it has timeline links, so you don't have to watch the whole 40 or 49-minute show.
Yeah. So, and we have over 300 tutorial videos, and we promise to respond there. Okay, do become a member. You can sign up at geeksontour.com. Next time, beginner's lesson, Dropbox Part 2.
And we're actually going to be in the same place.
So we should have a good internet
We're
connection.
going to stay here at this park for more than a week.
Okay. And we'll have another app of the week, and we'll take your questions. So watch for the notification for next week's show. Make sure you click that you're coming and leaving any questions in the comments below. All right. Geeks on Tour. Technology training. Almost there. That was a long show.
Yeah. And that was only half of Dropbox.
Well, we'll see you next week. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we're Geeks on Tour.
And we're just going to keep pushing those buttons and figuring out what they do so we can tell you, push that button.
Don't push that button.
Yeah, go ahead. Just see